What's going on, guys? My name is Rumble Skrash. In today's video we're gonna be finally talking about the trio legends. So basically Luffy, let me see if I can find him, Kid and Law. So basically these three units are super sugofest exclusive legends, so the same as Roger and Odin, and are very limited. I mean, at least in JP they were here now and then in New Year's with the release of Yamato, but these have been the only two sugofests where they have been available. So as you guys know from Roger and Odin, they are very exclusive units. So it is a chance that you have now to get them. We have the full information of the Sugo Fest and everything, and obviously we already know a lot about the abilities because we saw from JP players months ago. But I'm gonna be talking about their information and their abilities and everything, and also talk about a little bit the steps and everything. Before that, I also want to mention that I am finally back from holidays, so I will be uploading some videos now regularly. And also I want to mention that we are very close to the 1K subscribers. So if you are watching these videos and are not subscribed, I would really appreciate if you subscribe. That would help me a lot. And because we are in the road for 1,000 subscribers, and that would be a milestone for me, and I would really appreciate it. I have decided that as there's gonna be a lot of things this September, it's gonna be a very packed month, so I'm gonna be uploading a lot of videos. I have a lot of ideas of videos during this month and everything, and I'm gonna be focusing this month as kind of a let's see if we can get there, and let's see if we can get the road to 1K. And maybe I have thought if if when I get to 1K, maybe I will do some special stream and just go all in. For example, that's the idea that I have. But if you have other ideas of some special streams that I can do, let me know in the comment section down below. But what I have thought is that when we get to 1K, I could do maybe one day one stream in which I go all in whatever we have active. If it's a blog, then I go to the top ranks and everything. I mean, if it's championship, it's gonna be very hard, but I mean, at least I'm gonna be trying to rank high, and also so that you can see like regular play and match after match, and what teams I decide to use against all of the variations and everything. So I think that could be a very interesting idea. Also, talking about streams, I'm gonna be trying to stream my pulls of this Sugo Fest, and I'm gonna be talking which day it's gonna be, because there's an unfortunate information that part 2, 3, and 4 will be one day later than part 1. That's very unfortunate, but I'm gonna be trying to stream my pulls. So for the first time, I'm gonna be doing my first stream. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe if I have some technical problems, I will have to do a normal video, but in theory, I should be doing a stream. I will be announcing and everything. So I have no idea how many people are gonna be connected or anything, and as I know that a lot of people watch the streams of other YouTubers when there's the release of a main banner like that, maybe I will just start a little bit later, or maybe I will, after the pools, test if I can get the new units, test them in PvP and everything, and give my initial thoughts on how are they performing and everything. But without further ado, let's actually start talking about these new units. So the first thing that I'm gonna be talking about is just quickly the steps of the Sugo Fest, which are basically exactly a copy paste, I think, if I'm not mistaken, from JP. There's no one gem multis. That really sucks, and yeah, there's nothing really interesting apart from that part 2, 3, and 4 are one day after the part 1, which is really unfortunate. I don't really get why they did this, because I actually wanted to pull for Kit and Kit's part, so I'm gonna have to wait an extra day for no reason. I don't really understand, but well, I mean, what I think I'm gonna be doing is doing the discount multi on part 1 and then going on part 4. But let's actually start talking about part 1. So part 1, as you can see there, it's a kind of enticing because there's a lot of Sugo Rare characters. But remember, Sugo Rare is any red, including Super Sugo Fest. It's not Sugo Rare, it doesn't mean like a Super Sugo Fest legend. That would be insane. So yeah, basically second multi, one of the anniversary rare recruits. So the Reiju Shirahoshi, and Rebecca. And then, well, something special, there's some limited pulls, but in the other parts there's some limited pulls too. And here, probably all legends are gonna be available, so it says raid boosted Sugo rare character. So in terms of the steps and the available legends, it's much worse. This one on the 7 multi has a 7 chance for red, which is okay, but remember all reds are available. And then on the 20th multi, there's a Super Sugofest only character, which is including Roger and Odin, which would be really unfortunate if you go to that point and you get Roger and Odin. Would really be unfortunate if you already have them. And then on the 30th, it's not here, but in the 30th, it's guaranteed one of the new trio legends. So I don't really recommend going on part 1. I mean, if you want to guarantee all 3, then sure, go for it, but it's a lot of gems with no guarantees that you will get more than one. So I don't know, I think I will be going for Kit, and I'm gonna be talking about why, and I'm gonna be talking about where you should be pulling and everything on my next video, which I'm gonna be uploading right after this one. As I said, it's gonna be packed days, because I also want to talk about the release of Yamato. But so in this video, I'm gonna be talking about the unit and why I think in general that out of these 3, that's the one that interests me the most. So I'm gonna be going for Kit, but all part 2, 3, and 4 are very similar, with the only change of the anniversary recruit that's guaranteed on the 2nd multi, and the actual legend that's guaranteed on the 30th multi, and the available legends. But we don't have currently a list of the available legends. We can get an idea from JP, but yeah, so basically, one discount multi, no gem multis, guaranteed anniversary unit in the 2nd multi, depending on the part that you're pulling on, and then legend in the 3rd multi. Then a lot of these really bad steps of raid boosted or Sugo rare character, which are really bad. Something special is the 7th pull, which is a super limited Sugo rare character, which is actually kind of interesting. I'm gonna be showing you now the available legends in every part. And then another interesting step is the 10th step, which is a selected Sugofest character. So it's more limited, the 7th pull, than the 10th pull. And then I think interesting, we have here the let me see, the 20th multi, which is another super limited pull like the 7th multi, so that's also really nice to see. And then the 25th multi, it's guaranteed the respective legends of every part. So it's a total of 1230 gems to guarantee, if you are really unlucky, to guarantee the new legend, which is a lot. It really sucks that they didn't put 1 gem multis there, because it would be much easier. Also, taking into consideration that we're gonna be at the same time as JP, it's really unfortunate that they decided to do that, because in JP they have much better gem sales, and the gems are not that expensive as global. So let's actually talk about the units now. So let's actually start with the Super Sugo Fest law, which is basically a deck-centered unit, and let's have a look at his Power Rumble stuff. So basically, his resistance is resist paralysis, which is whatever, and then reduction to the opposite color, as it normally happens with the latest units. But then the passive will buff the HP of Dex characters by level 5, and after 30 seconds have passed, he will buff the defense of Dex characters by level 5. So that's basically a very similar, apart from the HP, a very similar passive than Shanks Crew, because it's after the first 30 seconds but just to Dex, and also he buffs the HP. So not bad, but the thing is that normally with the current metas you wanna have early defense, but it can be actually a really good option for a tanky unit if you manage to survive the first 30 seconds, and Dex teams normally are able to do that, depending on the variation that you go up against, but normally they are able to do that. Now, the special on a 25-second cooldown, which is actually really low, he will grant 1.5 counter to 2 Dex allies and himself for 30 seconds. Now, what counter does, it's basically when the character that has applied the counter to himself and or the 2 other allies gets a normal attack from the enemy, it will give back the damage multiplied by 1.5 to the character that dealt the normal attack. So that is very similar that in the normal game, but it just applies to normal attacks. If it applied to special, it would be kind of insane. So yeah, it just applies to normal attacks, which is okay. And I mean, I have not seen a lot of gameplay of these abilities, so I'm guessing it's not that useful. I mean, I'm guessing it can be really useful, but in the current meta, I don't think it's that useful, and I don't think Law is a required unit for any team in PvP. He can be useful in Dex teams, but he's not the required at all. And later, when PvP Kizaru comes, the same. Like, he can be used and he can be really good, but he's not required. There's other options that you can do. And then his special will also give 1.5 damage in all enemies in a medium sideward range, which is low damage, but it's okay, I guess, for the low cooldown, and because he also does other stuff like the counter, and the range is actually kind of not that good. Medium sideways range, like a lot of the units giving multiplier damage actually do large radial range nowadays. There's a lot of units like that: Kaido, Shiryu, Ace, Kaino, I don't know, like a lot of units like that, Magellan. So but well, I mean, let's actually talk about the Luffy now. So as you have seen from what I have said, I do not think that in terms of PvP, Luffy should be the unit that you go for. Sorry, Law should not be the unit that you go for. Now, Luffy is a different story, because Luffy is a quick centered unit and Kid is gonna be a strength centered unit, so it's the three colors. So let's actually go for the PvP abilities. So let's see if I can find it here. He will resist special bind, which is really good, and then he will resist the damage from the opposite color, so that's good. And then the passive at level 5 will increase the HP by level 5 of quick characters, HP buff to himself, so he himself is gonna just by himself buff his own HP by level 10. And then when one character on your crew is defeated, applies level 5 attack to just himself, which is whatever, really. That thing is not really that game changing or anything. But then when there are 70 seconds or less remaining, he will apply level 7 speed to the quick character. So that is the passive. It's kind of self-centered passive, but he gives the level 5 HP up to quick characters, which is good. And the speed can be useful, but the fact that there's no speed at the beginning of the match, it's really unfortunate, because the first 30 seconds that are actually in the current meta most of the times what is really important, and also the last 30 seconds with nukers like Zoromask and Zoro. So the thing is that if you don't get any buff the first 30 seconds, it's a little bit unfortunate. But well, I mean, then the special on a 26-second cooldown, so also very low cooldown. He will apply level 7 attack buff to himself, so another thing that's self-centered, but that's actually kind of good, because he will deal 2 times attack to all enemies in a large radial range, so very good range, all the same range that all quick units have currently. And he will 70% chance to grant haste to 2 quick characters, and I'm not sure if these 2 quick characters it can be himself, but it would be better, I think, if it's not himself, because Magellan gives 100% haste to himself and 50% chance to another unit, and the fact that Magellan attacks after he activates is not that big of a deal, I think. I mean, yes, it can be annoying if in a niche situation that normal attack kills a unit, or maybe that normal attack pushes back a unit, or maybe something like that. It can be helpful in that way, but I do not see that as being absolutely so relevant that it's game changer. But the haste on the second unit, it can actually be game changing if he hastes the unit that hasn't activated yet, and then when you see Magellan up there, you know that there's a chance of another unit activating right after and before your specials and everything, so that's really scary. But this haze is actually much better than Magellan's in my opinion, because not only it's a higher chance, so it's 70% replacing the 50% chance from Magellan, but it's to 2 quick characters, and it can be 2 other quick characters, so the haste is very good. Now the problem with Luffy is his place inside the quick team, because yes, you can run Akainu, Kaido, Magellan, Luffy, and Shiryu, but that team has only defense up level 6, so it's really squishy, and then it can die easily if the enemy team tanks the first round of specials, which is gonna be a hard thing to do. Don't get me wrong. Like there's a lot of damage. 2x from Luffy, 2x from Akainu, and also a 30% health cut. Then 2x from Kaido and level 3 defense down. And Magellan also will give a massive, massive amount of defense down and another 2x of Shiryu. So kind of crazy the damage that they apply. But with Luffy, they only have special CT up level 3 in general, and then Akainu buffs his own special CT. So, so yeah, I mean, I think that team can has a lot of potential, but it's really risky. I think, in my opinion. I mean, it can be really good, but for the most part, against Sai and Int, it will struggle in the future. And the fact that it's very, very squishy after the first round of activations, and Sai and Int can a lot of the times tank that first round. Maybe they are left with low HP, but the fact that the quick units are so squishy after the first round of activations is what allows Quick and Side to get a lot of wins against them, I think, in my opinion, for what I have seen. But I haven't actually been able to test a lot this Luffy in because I do not have the max characters in JP and everything, and this is just information that I have from a JP player, so I'm not really 100% sure about that. But for what I have heard and for what I have seen, it's really good to have Luffy, but he's not really that used because it's much preferable to use other more tanky versions of the quick teams, for example, like Treasure Map Queen, or maybe the Stasi, or Fire Tank Pirates, or something like that. But I mean, yes, that's another option of a quick variation that can be actually amazingly good, but it's risky in my opinion. So if you're gonna wanna go for Luffy, then you can definitely go for him. I think he is not a bad decision, and in the normal game he's kind of really good too. In the normal game, by the way, the best one is probably Law, but as I make my decisions regarding PvP, I'm not gonna go for him. But if you want to pull for Luffy, I can't blame you because he's very good, and I think he has a lot of potential, but I do not think it's the best decision to make. Now let's talk about Kid, which is actually in my opinion, the most interesting one. Now, let's talk about the per rumble ability. So he will resist action bind, so that's good. It would be much better, I think, if he resisted special bind because he has a high cooldown and you're gonna be seeing that you want his special to activate. So if he gets special binded, that can be a massive, massive problem. And then he will resist 30% of the opposite color, which is okay, like all the units have. The passive might seem underwhelming because it's just level 7 attack to strength characters, no tankiness, no speed, no anything. Yeah, it's level 7 instead of level 5, but that's not that big of a difference. But you're gonna be seeing the special. So the special is what makes this unit so good. It's a 32-second cooldown, so it's a high cooldown, but that is the only problem I see with the unit. Well, apart from the passive only giving attack, which is good, but could be better. He will actually deal 1.5 attack in damage to enemy that will ignore defense and defensive base stats and everything, like everything he will ignore, to all enemies in a medium forward range. So that is actually really, really cool because medium forward range is actually a very nice range. It's the same range that, for example, Rare Recruit Strength Inuarashi has, and that can actually, I mean, it looks like a very big range when you see it. Like you see, oh, medium, it's not gonna be that good, and it actually is, because the difference between medium and large forward range, it's just the how deep the special goes into the battlefield. But a lot of the times, the first part of the special is what matters. So it's not that big of a difference from a large forward range. I mean, it can be, but it's not that big of a difference. So 1.5 damage that will ignore defense is completely crazy. Like it's so broken. Basically, you have to think about it as fixed damage that you can increase. So basically, let's say Kid has a base attack with limit break expansion, let's say, of 3100, which a lot of these aggressive units have something like that. So 3100. Let's just count some attack buffs. Let's just say in some bad situation, so in not the most ideal strength team maybe, you're gonna be having, because a lot of the strength teams have a lot of buffs to the attack, so you're gonna be having at least level 15 attack, let's just say, because he himself gives already level 7 attack. So let's just say level 15 attack. It's, I think it's average. It can get to level 30, level 25, or something like this. Let's just say level 15. So 3100 plus 750, that's 3850. And let's just even say that it doesn't even have level 15 attack. It just have like level 11 maybe, just in a very bad situation for Kid. He would have over in total 6,000 attack, sorry, 4,000 attack. So if you multiply that by 1.5, that's 6,000 damage that he would be dealing no matter what, no matter the defense, guard, or anything. Like just 6,000 fixed damage on a 32-second cooldown at the very first activation. So that's crazy, crazy good. And then he also will apply level 3 defense up to strength, which is really good. But the main problem with Kit is that you want him to activate, so you want the defense before he activates. You want the defense to allow him to survive to activate. So the fact that after the special he gives defense is obviously good, because defense is amazing. But it's like, okay, it's just gonna allow me to maybe activate a second time. But a lot of the times when Kit activates, the match is pretty much done or almost done, and then you're relying on the bench units and everything. So yeah, I do think that Kit is an amazing unit, and I think I'm gonna be going for him, as I said before. For one, number one reason is just that he's a unit like Moria. He's just broken. You just have to find the right composition of units to have a team with a lot of potential, and I do think that he's very, very interesting. Also, he's driven, so you can use some driven teams. Also, he's striker, so you can also use him with that. So I do think that he has a lot of potential, and I have already a lot of ideas floating around him. But yeah, that's one of the reasons, because of his uniqueness and the fact that what he can do with just one activation. And I do think that that is really important. And the other one is looking at the meta. I'm gonna be talking about that in my next video that I'm gonna be uploading either right now or tomorrow. But I'm gonna be talking about that, so I'm not gonna be talking now a lot about it. But it just in the future meta that we're gonna be having in JP, there's gonna be what I call the 5 meta color. Even though now with Yamato it's a little bit changed that, but we're gonna be having the 5 meta color, and the strength team will be able to beat at least 2 of those colors. Well, probably 2 of those colors depending on the variation. So I do think that even if Kit, I have a lot of ideas and I test them and they don't work with against the teams that I'm thinking, I will have at least that. So that's already really good, because all the apart from int, no, not thinking about int and Yamato now, like going for quick in the 5 meta color, you are gonna lose against Dex, and Sai and int are gonna be very, very close. So quick only has a clear win, I would say, against strength, and maybe switching around some units against some other team. But with PvP Kizaru, he loses against Dex, and then Dex loses against pretty much every team except for Quick, I would say. And then Sai and Int are another level, but now we are talking about these 3 units, and I do think that it's useful to get one of them. I mean, yeah, you could just skip this banner, but I don't know, like they're super sugofest units, so yeah, I wouldn't blame you either if you are skipping this banner. But just think that they're not gonna be coming back till at least the end of the year, or possibly anniversary, we don't know. But yeah, just think of that. But I'm gonna be going for one, maybe doing the discount multi to try to get my hands on the other 2 that I'm not gonna be pulling on their part, or maybe potentially even I can get Kit on the free multi that we're gonna be getting, or the discount multi on the part 1, and I don't really even have to pull on his part. So but what I know is that I would really, really like to get out of this Sugofest with Kit. And yeah, so let me know in the comment section down below what you think of these Sugofest and these units. And as I said, I'm gonna be uploading a video in short time about where I think you should be pulling apart from the Sugofest. So in the future, what banners are you should be looking for in terms of PvP, what teams you should be looking for, maybe what is the most worth team to go for, and the team that needs the least units, and everything. So I think that's gonna be an interesting video, because in the future we're gonna be having tons of new legend releases, and it's gonna be really hard to choose what units to go for and what units not to go for. So I think that is a very cool thing to do. And also I'm just gonna say again that this month I'm gonna be uploading probably more videos than normal, because I'm gonna be trying to do this kind of, as we have a lot of content, let's just do a celebration and do a lot of videos and try to aim for that 1k subs, which I would be really happy about, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribed in case you are not subscribed. And also you can join my Discord here in the description, so you can also do that, because in the Discord server we talk about PvP and everything, and also if you're missing an alliance you can find one there. But yeah, that's gonna be it. So as I was saying, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about these units and where are you gonna be pulling, or if you're gonna be pulling at all. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!